Daddy, it's Saturday morning. Can I watch cartoons?
All right, buddy. Let's see what's on TV.
Last time on Abby and Friends, Abby and all her Poke Pals from the farm took a vacation on a luxurious cruise ship, the SS Clara. On board, they met two new friends, Seely, that's me, and Toofus. After a tour around the boat and a sugar-induced energy rush, the crew enrolled in a ship-wide competition, and they found a sneaky, pesky team. Thad the Spiro and his team the Meaty Ants. What kind of name is that? Can Abby and her friends beat Thad and win the Seafaring Challenge? Let's find out now!
Featuring Aaron as Clementine the Rapidash.
I'm a proper unicorn.
Carrie as Carrie the Poliwag.
There's too much goo. It's all gooey up there.
Kaylin as Abby the Abra.
This is everything I hoped it would be.
And special guests, Jonah as Toofus the Totodile.
Meatballs, basically useless.
And Sarah as Seely the Seal.
Those squats paid off.
Abby and Friends is played with the Poke Play system.
Come down to Miracle Farms, keeping them Pokemon safe from harm. Here where the grass is green and every farmer has his beans. Atticus tends the land with his Pokemon hand in hand. Abby and her friends, here the fun times never end. Down on Miracle Farms.
Abby and Friends.
Down on Miracle Farms.
So, you wake up the next morning. You guys are determined to win. But first, you have a full morning of games that you can play as the booths open up and you hear just sort of bands walking around, New Orleans style, or just small little 5 or 6 piece bands playing as they march around the cruise ship. And you've got tons and tons of stalls with candy and funnel cakes and fried foods and sweet rolls and more sweet rolls. But there's lots of games and things that you can play. As you head out into the festival area, I think Atticus and Luca and Pearl had already sort of gone off to do some boring human things. They went to go watch a show. Who wants to watch one of those? And you guys are left to your devices at the festival grounds where all the games are. So when you guys are ready to play some games, I could tell you a couple that are out there.
Sweet. I do just want to point out that the show that they went to see on the ship, so it's not Firo on the roof anymore. It's now Come Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's very good. Oh, no.
And after that show, there is a concert by Modest Meowth playing his hit Float On. That's happening later at night, right before the competition, though. So,
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Silly runs up to the group a little late, taking off her her seal tap shoes.
Sorry, I'm late. Just finished the morning shift. Matinees.
And kind of invisibly tucks them behind her back.
Toofus just looks at her like, shoes?
Jerry comes up to the group and he says, "Hey guys, did we come up with a team name yet?" I don't know. Meaty Ants is pretty cool, but I think we can come up with something better. Carrie, stop it.
I didn't do anything yet today.
She's still mad from yesterday.
Respect.
Well, we got a few water Pokemon and a few Pokemon that probably don't belong on the water. So, how about Surf and Turf?
Surf and Turf is very good. It's very good. I was going to suggest Fire and Rain, but Surf and Turf is very good.
Clem, I am quite impressed. That is very good. It's like you were up all night thinking of it.
Yeah.
Something like that. Is that going to be the team name? Team Surf and Turf?
Yes.
That's
I
awesome.
like
I'm down
it.
to clown with Surf and Turf.
All right.
Way better than meaty ants. Like, what could a meaty ant do?
Yeah.
Maybe take a little bit extra crumbs from a picnic. Surf and Turf is like the whole entire world. So, way better.
I don't know. I think the name's kind of intimidating. Meaty ants. Because, like, a normal ant can lift up like way more than their body weight over their head. Can you imagine what a buff ant could do?
Unless they're meaty because they're really round, so they can't get their little legs to hold things anymore.
Yeah, they're like a meatball.
Oh
there
my
they go.
gosh. We should totally call them the meatballs to intimidate them, Sealy. That's the best idea.
I'll get some from the buffet real quick.
We can throw
She
them at
runs,
them.
grabs meatballs in a canister, and then comes back.
Well, if the ant has a disproportionately large thorax, it wouldn't be able to go. Can't do it.
Basically useless. Their whole team, useless. I love it. This is the best.
Meatballs, basically useless.
Hashtag meatballs. Okay, so you guys are in the festival grounds, and you see all these stalls and games. There's a couple games that catch your eye. There are several booths, such as for like ring toss and ball toss, and like you see Pokemon like using their like either ember or water gun to shoot like little figurines off of a ledge, and they get prizes. There's a couple that really stand out. 3 in particular. 2 of them are smaller stages to the left and right of a larger stage. The one on the left, there's a sign that says, "What's that smell?" And you see contestants up there playing a game. To the smaller one to the right, you see 2 Pokemon arm wrestling, and it's an arm wrestling competition, obviously. And then in the center, you see this big giant stage, and there's an obstacle course that sections of it change, and you see over the top it says Kanoko Ninja Warrior, and it's and it's an obstacle course that you see Pokemon going through, and they get knocked into some water, and you see 2 commenters, and they're up on a stage, and they're commenting on the contestants.
Are these human or Pokemon announcers? Great.
So those are 3 games that you see that you can go play. And then, side note here, if there's anything that you want to try out, we could just sort of make it up on the spot as well. So
I think Carrie gets really excited when she sees the arm wrestling competition because it's about being strong. And then she looks down and remembers that she doesn't have arms to be able to participate in the arm wrestling competition.
Oh, no!
It's okay, Carrie. I don't have any either.
you have your tail. You could use your tail.
Tail wrestling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, did you guys want to try any of those games? So how this section's going to work, those are the 3 games I have again. We can come up with some more if you want. But depending on how you do in these games, they're going to give you boons or banes to the main competition. So if you do well, you can get a +1 to something, a +1 boon. And what a boon does is in the competition, you can spend it like a luck point, and you get an instant full success. If you get a bane, I get to use it as an instant failure whenever I see fit. But doing well in these games gives you either a boon or a bane.
I think that Toofus is interested in the arm wrestling thing, but he wants to go over to whoever's running it and say, "Look, you see these arms? They're quite nubby. But you see this mouth? It's very strong. Can I use my mouth instead?"
The judge he looks over at you and he says, "Yeah, you want to use your mouth? That's fine. But here's your competitor." And a Machoke comes up. He comes stomping up and he says, sits down on the table, puts his elbow slams against the table and holds it out for you to start the match. And
Toofus is salivating.
You jump up onto the table. Your height is about the size of his elbow to tip of his fingers. You're about the same size. But you go ahead and you clamp onto his hand, and he kind of, I guess, grips around your mouth. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, so, Toofus, what is your attack stat? What is the plus to it?
+2 plus an additional 1 from the thingy earlier.
Ooh, so +3. Dang. All right, so the ref comes up. He puts his hand on the table. He looks at the 2 of you. All right, this is going to be a clean battle. I don't want to see any funny business. No hits below the table. This is going to be a straight up and down one match. First one to touch the other side of the table loses. Do we understand?
I'm standing on the table, bruv.
All right, if your cheek touches the other side of the table, you lose. Good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right, so how this is going to work, all you need is 2d6, and you're going to have your attack modifier, which is 3. And we're essentially going to have 3 different rounds, and best out of 3 wins. How this works is you roll 2d6 plus your attack, like I said, and then a full success is worth 2 points, a mixed success is worth 1, and a failure is worth 0. Now you go against each other.
Perfect.
So basically, there's going to be essentially you both get to attack per round. So you'll go first, and he's kind of defending against it. So basically what happens is his number that he rolls is subtracted from yours. And then your total happens. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. And then at the end of the third round, whoever has the most points wins.
Nice. All right, let's get it going, bro.
All right. So we'll just do it. We'll just go in order. You'll attack first, and then the Machoke will go, and we'll go around in order. So you go ahead. We're gonna have a roll off. So yeah, go ahead and roll 2d6 plus your attack stat.
All right. Ooh, that's a big tasty 12 total.
Oh dang. Okay, so actually, that's max. So that's worth another point. So that's worth 3. And he got a mixed success. So that's only 1. So you get 2 points.
Nice.
Yeah. So
love
the referee just sort of like does a countdown, 3, 2, 1, go, and you both just go at it right away. It's almost match for match, but you just get a little bit of the upper hand. But he's gonna go ahead and attack next. Go ahead and roll again. You got another mixed success. That's a 1. What did you get?
That's gonna be a total of 9.
Okay, that's a full mixed success as well. So that cancels each other out. There's no point that he gets on that turn. All right, second round, you're up. Go ahead and attack.
You're going down, muscle man. Not as good. 7. Barely scraped through with that mixed success.
Okay, he did also get a mixed success, so that's going to cancel each other out as his 1 point and yours cancel each other out. It's his turn to attack. Oofy doofy. He failed. That's a 0.
Ooh, dang, homie.
So again, he just can't get a hold of you, and he's just, what are you, man? You're so dense. I don't get it, dude. As you, yet again, you just keep pushing him down and down and down. What do you say? With your hand in your mouth. I just want to hear more of that.
The laws of math and physics are not relevant to me and my mouth.
I believe you.
That is going to be 8 for me.
An 8, so another mixed success. So actually, he gets 1 point subtracted from him. He is -1. All right, next up, go ahead and attack.
You've got noodle arms, bruv. Ooh! 12.
Oh my gosh, so that's 3. He got a mix, so it only takes 1 away. So that's another 2 points. You're up to 4.
Doofus just.
Just slobber just going everywhere as you guys are fighting, and he's got one last chance to try to pull something out here. Oh my goodness, not looking good. What'd you get?
12 once again. A lot of 6 and 3s and 5s and 4s. With that attack bonus, it's so nice.
Yeah. So what happens here is you're like almost neck and neck. You start to really get the upper hand, and then you look at him, and he just gets this like pierce in his eyes. Is like that whole anime thing where like the black screen narrows in on his eyes, and it gets really. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And you go eye for eye. You literally match up, and just as he starts to put a little bit more effort in, you go ahead and give it your all, because guess what?
What?
Here's the secret. You weren't even at full strength yet. You were just like, I'm not even trying. And you just almost jump up and just slam his hand down. Boof! Slow motion. You see it repeat 3 times as it boom. And from a different camera angle, boom. And then a third camera angle, boom. And you just very dramatically and slowly, his hand just slaps onto the table. And
this isn't even my final form. I mean, this isn't even my final form.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
And you win the arm wrestling contest. Congratulations. Woo! You get a boon.
Yeah, bruv.
And these are, I should have clarified, these are not specific to you. It's a team pool. So the team gets a boon.
Oh, dope.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
May I go next?
You want to arm wrestle? Yeah.
No, I think the one where I shoot fire would be the one that makes the most sense, but Aaron wants to make Clementine be a ninja warrior.
Yes.
Okay.
So I think Clementine's gonna sort of clop his way over to the ninja warrior entrance and this looks kind of fun.
Cleb, are you like volunteering to do a thing?
You know what? You might be right. I should maybe just go back.
Looks like we have another contender to Kinoko Ninja Warrior, and the crowd just goes wild as a one of the workers, friendly-looking person comes up to you and goes, "All right, come on this way," and starts pulling you up to the starting stage. And as you walk up to the stage, leading a horse to an obstacle course.
Well, you can lead a horse to water, but apparently you can also lead him to a ninja warrior course. One of those lesser-known proverbs, I guess.
Yeah.
I've heard that one.
You have?
Most definitely.
I think at some point it cuts back to all of us, and we somehow have T-shirts and signs that all say "Go Clem," like in the American Ninja Warrior TV show.
Clem's on fire.
Absolutely. We're in the stand full of Pokemon, and then like above the stand we see like the booth with the announcers, and you see there's a Chatot in front of a microphone and a Politoed in front of another one, like the two guys from the show.
Yep. Okay, Clem, you are up on the stage, and the first obstacle in front of you is that slightly downward sloping pole, but it spins as you run on it.
Oh, great.
And what you're going to do, this is going to be very similar to a skills challenge in D&D, but basically all you need to do is tell me, using either your physical ability or your special ability, how you're going to get through each obstacle. And you can get creative with your solutions to this if you'd like.
So the first obstacle was the downward-facing pole, right?
Yep, that turns as you run on it.
So I think to get past that one, we need to use something quick. I'd like to do the flare dash that Clementine used against the Snorlaxes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. 2d6 plus special.
I got an 11.
Wow, okay. Yeah, so I think what
Suck.
happens is as the countdown begins, you sort of like, it looks like you're starting to do that thing where you think the ship is moving and it's not. But actually what Clem is doing is he's sort of like getting antsy and he's starting to work up. And as the countdown strikes down to 1 and the green light flashes, he just almost bursts into flame and he just books it down the first obstacle. That pole doesn't even stand a chance. He maybe put 3 hooves on it.
And it starts
as
on
he
fire.
jumps right through it. It burns up. No one can play the game anymore as he makes it through the first obstacle.
Wow,
Great,
he's on fire.
great success.
Clementine looks down at his hooves like, I did it. I'm alive.
Aw.
Cleb, he's our horse. He can beat the obstacle course. Yay!
Nice.
She knows I love a good rhyme.
Clem, you get an +1 to your next move because of the great crowd interaction that just happened.
Brave, strong, powerful horse.
That's my friend.
All right.
That's my friend.
The next obstacle course is you run up onto a platform, and in front of it you see 6 swinging platforms that are only about a foot in width, and they're each swinging at different intervals, and you need to get across them without falling into the water. What do you do?
Can I use straight speed to try to run,
Yeah.
try to time it?
Speed would be, it's both a stat for wit, and quick thinking, and as well as sort of quick movement and physical things like that. So, absolutely.
So, how about this? Can I sort of time it out so I wait until they sort of all get into the very center, and then see if I can dash across it as fast as I
Yeah. Go ahead, 2d6 plus speed, plus your +1 for this next obstacle course.
Come on, roll high.
Come on.
Oh, good thing I had the +1. I got a 7.
Ooh.
Mixed success. Okay.
Solid.
So I think what happens is you time it just right, almost. You're a little bit off because you make it across. The first one is really good. You jump to the second, the third, and by the fourth, you start to realize that the fifth and sixth are starting to float a little too far away. But with a little extra burst, you make it. But as you land, you sort of tumble and you sort of like actually do a roll, and you're just about to the edge to fall into the water, but you stop. But you're a little hurt, and your arm hurts a little bit, and you're going to take a -1 to the next obstacle course.
Oh, you know the thing about horse arms is they're delicate.
The next obstacle course, you see 3 different walls or weights that you need to pick up. And what you need to do is pick them up and get underneath them, and each one has an increasing difficulty. So what you're going to have to do is 2d6 plus attack. And you actually have a DC to break through this. The first one, you have to beat a 6. The second, an 8. And the next one will be a 9.
All right. I think I'm gonna sort of back up to one of them and see if I can kick it as hard as I can.
Okay.
It's gonna be another 7.
A 7. Okay.
Just enough.
You back up to it and you rear up and you kick it, and you actually smash the weight off of the rail, so it's actually broken, and it hit into the second one. So the second one's going to be a little bit harder to open up.
Celie says,
Wart, he really has been working out. Those squats paid off.
So I have to. Let me. Out of character. I have to break these, or I have to?
No. So if you remember in American Ninja Warrior, if you've ever seen it, usually at the end of one of the courses, there's like 3 almost like gates. They're just like big blocks they have to lift up and get under, and they're increasing in weight as they go through, and there's usually 3. So you just need to get underneath them essentially, but you just went through this one. Making the second one a little bit harder because there's like a resistance as that first wall is sort of butted up against it.
I'd like to sort of try to get under the next one and do my horse squat, and I want to get under it and use my horse legs to squat it up, I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll 2d6 plus attack.
11.
Yay! This one it had a higher DC to do it, and you made it. So what I think, so this is kind of weird, but I think even to get it started, you like almost like push up against it and start to move it up a little bit, and you like get your nose underneath it, and then you just slowly squirm your way under, and then as your back is under, you just literally just with your 4 legs just squat it up, and you're able to get to the other side of it. And there's one more in front of you. How you feeling? You a little winded?
Yeah, I think Clementine's getting really tired now, because he's been doing his squats, but he hasn't been keeping up on it. He hasn't really been keeping up on his New Year's resolutions.
Sure.
He really only went to the barn gym like for 2 weeks, and then he kind of dropped off.
The barn gym? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Goldine's gym.
There it is.
That's very good. Oh, man.
Remember, you have inspiration. I can't give you another one.
Until you burn that one.
Yeah.
Because Clementine's so tired, I'm not going to use attack for this one. I would like to use heart. I want to use a strong heart and just try to will. Like, I'm still going to try to push it up there like I did the other ones, but I'm sort of willing it up there rather than...
You're just asking it politely?
No.
Well,
No, like...
Excuse me.
It's not a physical game, it's a mental game.
Yeah, exactly.
right?
Excuse me. Could you please
Okay.
lift up for me, please?
all right, yeah. Sure. Roll 2d6 plus heart.
How does inspiration work?
You can roll a third d6 and take the 2 higher.
Thank God for inspiration. That's going to be a 9.
A 9. Okay.
Solid.
So I think what happens is you kind of do the same thing as you did with the second block. You get your nose under there, and as you start to get your body, you try to do the squat, but your legs just almost start to give out, and it falls down a little bit. What do you say to try to pump yourself up? What does Clem do?
I think Clementine's remembering sort of all the stuff that people have said to him today. He's, when Two-Fist sort of told him that he looks like he's been working out, and Atticus called him cute, he's like, maybe I can do this. and I don't want to, mess up in front of Abby. So I'm gonna do it. I'm tired, but by golly, I'm doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's when you just get just enough power to push it up just enough to skirt out from underneath it. I think what actually happens is for the mixed success, you rolled a 9, correct?
Yes.
Yes. You're going to take a little bit of damage as the block sort of scrapes down kind of on your back as you go through. It's just going to be 4 damage. But you make it through, and you only have one more obstacle left in front of you, and that's the wall.
Oh no!
You need to climb up the wall, and you see the button on top indicating that you finished this obstacle course. What do?
This is really dumb.
Do it.
Perfect.
The
Do
best
it.
way to do
Do
things.
But it's all I could think of. So here goes. Clementine is going to rear back Nay and use Incinerate on the wall to just try to destroy it and make a stairs for himself.
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Love it.
This is
Absolutely.
everything I hoped it would be.
All right, go ahead and roll.
I'm a proper unicorn.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
10.
10? Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Nice.
So proud!
So go ahead and flavor what this looks like.
I don't think it is as impressive as Clementine thinks about it in his head. Because in his head, like his unicorn horn is shining in the sunlight, and there's rainbows everywhere, and the air around him is shining, and it is shining, and it's because he's crying, and the tears are flowing out again. But he's using every last ounce of his gusto to just shoot fire at this wall, and yep, it is destroyed. And it's not so much stairs as it is a big chunk falls out and makes a boulder that he can jump on.
Yeah. You're able to then easily just hop right up to the button and you slam it, and congratulations bells go off and everyone starts to cheer for you. The announcers are kind of slow clapping. There's like, okay, we're gonna need a good couple hours to reset the obstacle course, but congratulations. And you go ahead and get another boon for the team. Good job.
Yeah.
Nice,
Boon
nice, nice.
companion.
I want to walk up to the officials
Okay.
for it. What kind of Pokemon are the officials?
What did you say, Jonah?
The announcers were Mordecai the Chatot and Party Pete the Polytoad.
There we go.
Polytoad was like, unconventional, but I like it.
I'm gonna walk up to him and be like, so that means I'm a ninja warrior?
Absolutely, you are Knoko Ninja Warrior.
So
We encourage all sorts of creativity. This is what the captain told us.
cool. So when do I learn to, like poof into smoke and be invisible and all that ninja stuff? When do you give me that skill?
The Chatot just looks at you and says, the knowledge is in your heart.
Cool. I don't think there's much in there but fear, so there really isn't that skill. That's disappointing. That's really all I did this for. Okay, see ya.
Deeper. Just glares at you with one like parrot eye. Dig deeper.
Yep. Yep, deeper. You're real creepy. I'm gonna walk over here now. See ya.
Enjoy the party.
Thanks.
Abby and friends will be right back.
It's time for another segment of Ask Abby, the best advice segment in a Pokemon podcast probably ever. My name's Abby, and today's question comes from Lucy. Lucy asks, Abby, if you weren't an Abra, what kind of Pokemon would you want to be? Well, Lucy, there was a time when something happened and it wasn't really great, and it really made me think, maybe life would be better if I wasn't an Abra. And so I started to think about what other Pokemon I wished I was. And I really like being a psychic type, because that means that I can float around and don't always have to walk all the place. And I can make things float over to me so I don't have to go over and get them. And it makes things pretty easy. But then I looked at some of my friends, and they can do some pretty cool stuff. Like, Clem can make fire. So, that's pretty good when you're fighting birds, because you can burn up their feathers. Or Pete, the Raichu, he can make a thunderbolt come down from the sky, and that's pretty cool. Or even Jerry and Carrie, when they're not hitting each other, they can make bubbles, and those are so fun. So I thought, maybe I'll be a firebird. Or maybe I'll be one of those, those yellow guys with the black markings that buzz all the time. I could be one of those. Or maybe I could be that one type of Pokemon that's blue with a shell looking thing, and it's big and has flippers and a long neck and swims in the water. That might be fun. Or maybe I'll be a Rocky, and that can be made out of rocks, and that would be pretty cool. But after a while, I realized if I were a different Pokemon, then I might not know Atticus, and I might not know any of my friends. And I really would want that to happen. And if I were any other Pokemon, I really wouldn't be me. So, I think I decided that being an Abra is pretty great. And I already know how to do that really well. So I'm pretty happy with who I am. I think that's the biggest thing, is remembering who you are and knowing that you're good just the way that you are. And learning to love that about you. If you have a question for me, you can send it to me by email at abbytheabra@gmail.com. That's ABBYTheABRA@gmail.com. Send me a question, and who knows, maybe I'll answer it like this one on the show. Thanks for listening.
Hello, everyone. I'm Adam, the DM for this arc of Abby and Friends and the host of the Tall Grass podcast. I'm extremely thankful that you're here with us, joining in on these crazy shenanigans. It means the world to all of us. If you like what you're hearing, please take a second to rate and review the Tall Grass podcast on your podcasting app. While we're not too big on numbers around here, hearing from our listeners is just a shot of pure joy straight to our happy, happy hearts. Thank you. If you happen to like Tallgrass a whole heckin' lot and want to support us financially, we have a Patreon. Just head over to patreon.com/tallgrasspod and become a member. We don't put anything behind a paywall, so there's no exclusive content. All the money that we get from Patreon is put directly back into the show. Thank you. Also, we're extremely excited to tell you that Tallgrass is now a proud member of the Podicon Go podcast network. Podicon Go is a group of independent content creators dedicated to bringing you family-friendly content. If you want to find a plethora of fantastic content for your whole family to enjoy, please follow Podicon Go on Twitter by searching @Podicon Go and start listening to fantastic shows from the network, such as Quest Company Jr., Happy Go Lucky, and Curious Kids Podcast. In fact, here's a promo from a member of the Podicon Go family. Thank you.
Welcome to Elderberry Tales. Grab your favorite pillow and a curious heart. It's time for a story. Elderberry Tales is a storytelling podcast featuring inspiring and engaging stories for kids, ancient wisdom, timeless tales, and contemporary heroes. Connect with us on Facebook and Instagram, and listen on your favorite podcast player.
And now, back to the show. And you walk back to the party, and so there's one game left. It's called What's That Smell? And it is for everyone. if you want to play.
Boy.
Oh man.
Nice. As we're walking over there, Toofus just like pats Clementine like a good job, and he says, "Was that dressage?"
I don't know what you're saying, but yes.
Never seen fancy horsework like that before. I like it.
Your canter was amazing. Or
Wow. Well, thank you kindly.
Cleb, that was seriously the coolest you've ever looked as long as I have known you.
It look cool? You see the sparkles?
Yeah, sparkles. Sure, definitely sparkles.
Good. I was making them as hard as I could.
You know the part where he destroyed stuff?
You mean all of it?
I taught him that.
Can I tell you that was my favorite part?
It's because it's the best.
All right, as you guys enter onto the stage on the left, you hear a fluttering of wings and some feet, and you see Team Meaty Ants come up on stage with you. And Thad comes up and he says, "So, hey, I was gonna go do the obstacle course, but seems someone done goofed and destroyed it. Way to go, Clem." Right, guys, right? And the team behind him's kind of like, "Yeah, good one. Yeah, good job, Thad." And he says, "All right, listen, we're gonna beat you here on what's that smell. I got a nose like a bird. Birds smell really good, okay? Read a book, it's in there. You got nothing.
I got some big nostrils.
Seely's angrily shoving meatballs, eating them right in front of their face the whole time he's talking.
The bowl that they're in says useless on it.
And he's just, I don't know the reference. I wasn't here during that conversation. You hungry? I don't get it."
She begins to load her cheeks with meatballs, and she goes, "Or," and starts just like fire cannon them towards them.
Oh, shooting them at Thad?
Wait, you Buddy the Elf the meatballs out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's
I love it.
1,000% what she wants to have happen.
Go ahead and roll.
Doofus squeezes to help shoot him.
Thank you.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d6 plus attack with advantage.
Okay.
So you roll 3d6, and you
Okay.
take the two highest.
That's 8.
8. Okay. With your attack total?
Oh, 9.
9. Okay. Yeah, I think what happens is you just start shooting these meatballs at him, and he dodges 2 of them, but one of them hits him right in the face, and it kind of gets meatball all over his face. He's, "Yo, what's up with that? What, you trying to sabotage me before What's Your Smell, the best competition on the boat? I don't get it. What are you doing?" And he's going to take a -1 for What's That Smell because he's got meatball in his nose, and all he sort of smells is Italian.
And Seely goes,
now you're really a meaty ant.
It's a good name, okay? I thought of it myself. I'm very creative. Knock it off, gosh.
Yeah, all right, bird brain.
Abby just turns to Carrie and Clem and goes, "Guys, I really like these two. We gotta figure out a way to get them around all the time. Oh my gosh." Did you see how she put the meatballs right on his face? I never seen a bird look so dumb, and birds always look dumb. Goodness gracious.
All right, as you guys sit at the table, a judge goes through the rules. What happens is you all sit up at the table, both Team Surf and Turf and Team Meaty Ants. You guys are against each other, and you are blindfolded, and the judge goes through the rules. And basically how this works is you simply need to do the move, Do a Sleuth, from your basic moves, and it's simply a pass-fail. Before you roll, you need to say what you think it is that you're smelling. It can be anything, as absurd as possible. It's better, right? And if you pass, that's what it is. And if you fail, you get to try again. And if you fail twice, you are done. You're like knocked out of the competition.
"Ooh,
Does that make sense?
Interesting.
I like it."
Again, you come up with what you're smelling, and the dice decide if that's it or not.
Nice.
And I should say, you don't get 2 turns on the item that you're smelling. You get sort of like 2 rounds, essentially 2 fails before you're kicked out.
Okay.
And just to keep things to flow really well, if we can go ahead and roll initiative for this, and this is what we'll keep as an initiative order for the rest of the session. And initiative is simply 2d6 plus speed.
Awesome possum. And do a sleuth is plus speed also, yes?
Yeah.
Cool. Just double checking.
I got a 10.
Okay. Kaylin,
7.
Sarah,
6.
Carrie,
4.
and
that 4.
Jonah.
A very strong 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
All right. So basically, one of you needs to be in here before Team Meaty Ants get kicked out, or if the 5 of you get knocked out before they do, they win. So that's how this works.
Cool.
All right.
And this isn't the final one. This is the final mini game before the big competition.
Correct.
Cool.
This is your last
Cool,
chance to get a boon. You have 2 boons and no banes.
Dope.
All right, so first up is Clementine. You are blindfolded and you hear this tray get placed in front of you, and someone goes, "Okay, first session of What's That Smell?" Here we go, and they lift off the cover of it, and you smell. What do you think you smell, Clementine?
Oh, I know that smell anywhere. That is the smell of freshly minted crayons.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Do a sleuth.
That is nat ones.
Oh no!
I do have a boon to my speed, but that's still only gonna be a 4.
Oh, Survivor eyes.
Unfortunately, you take off the cover and you see a wooden bowl full of tennis balls.
Oh.
Darn it! So you have 1 fail, Clementine.
I think what happened there is that Clementine's nostrils are just so big that he was smelling something from like across the ship. Somebody was coloring with a crayon. You just got a sensory
Your
overload.
smell's too good,
Yeah.
too good. Next up is Abby.
Okay.
Here's another round of What's That Smell?
Okay, hold on. I get. Is that a pasta? Spaghetti? Spaghetti with a gloob saliva sauce, maybe? I think. Yeah. That's my guess.
A gloob?
Gloob. Gloom.
What's a gloob? Okay, yeah. Go ahead and do a sleuth and see if you're right. Again, 8 is the number. It's simply you either get a it or above to pass, or below is a fail.
That would be an 8 exactly.
That's a pass, just barely. You rip off your mask and you see a pasta with a gloom drool sauce. Is that what you said?
Yep.
It smells different, and it's there. That's a pass. Congratulations. Next up is you, Celie.
All right. Ord. Oh, I know that smell anywhere. Huh, that's Captain's Rod's shoes.
A very distinct smell, by the way.
Oh.
8 exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crunch
Well, hey.
in.
That's a pass. So, yeah, that's what you smell. You've smelled Captain Ron's shoes before.
Celie's at shoe level.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's
around
Captain
around.
Ron's shoe.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's a pass. Next up is Jonah, Two-Fist.
It's like, oh, that was a ripe choco. All right. Oh, you see, take a whiff right here. All right. Oh, this is very nice. This is a delicacy, actually. It's very rare and it's very expensive, very tasty. This is gotta be a slowpoke tail.
Oh,
Tail.
okay.
So scary.
Getting a little lore in there.
Mainline game reference.
Yeah,
I'm
digging deep with the lore.
Yeah.
It is, however, a 7.
Oh no! And it's not. You take off the blindfold and you see freshly minted crayons. Weird. Clementine was just off by like 3 spots.
Hey,
All right, so you got to fail, Jonah, Two-Fist. And next up is Carrie the Poliwag. Next contestant on What's That Smell?
oh no, she's congested.
That is fresh slime made with Elmer's glue and Gudra goo.
Wow, okay. Go ahead and roll to do a sleuth.
Some high quality slime.
A 7.
Oh no!
Oh no!
No, you take off the blindfold, and what you see is a bowl
It's Jerry.
full of. It's Jerry. He's
slimy,
like, I got you so good. You sniffed my butt.
Jerry, we're gonna lose because of you.
It's okay. It's totally a good joke. It's so good. And he slaps you, and he runs off stage. All right, back to the top. Your turn, Clementine. Round 2 of What's That Smell?
Okay. I think this is. Yeah, those are pickles.
Pickles. Okay. Go ahead and see if they're pickles. Roll 2d6 plus speed for Do a Sleuth.
That is gonna be a 9.
Yes, you take off your blindfold and you see a bowl full of kosher pickles. They look so fresh.
Nice.
I'm gonna nibble some pickles.
They taste pretty good.
Little pickle
You
nibble.
gain back 1 health.
Yeah. Pickle healing.
Pickle power.
All right, next up is Abby.
Yes. Okay. Okay, hold on. It's a flaky crust. Oh, it's a sweet for sure. Okay, hold on. It's a cobbler? Hold on, wait. That's a cherry berry cobbler if I ever smelled one.
Okay.
Nice.
Go ahead and do a sleuth.
Oh. Right, I gotta do something now. That's an 11.
Nice. Yes, you totally take off the top. Yes, it was the delicious looking cherry berry cobbler right in front of you. Looks so good, Abby.
Could I-
Nom nom nom.
She looks at the people holding whatever it is, or the Pokemon holding it, and goes, "Could I keep this? Could I have it?"
And he kind of looks around and he just nods and hands you the cobbler with a spoon.
Excellent. She puts the blindfold on and immediately starts eating it.
All right, Celia, you're up.
Wart. I'm picking up a lot of smells over here. It smells sweet. Sugary. Smells like a pancake and a cupcake and ice cream and wait, how could one thing smell so sweet? I know, Wart. It's coconut. The Pikachu.
Oh my god, I was literally thinking about doing that before we started. I decided not to do it for my first one, but I was so... Are you... Oh my god. And it wasn't gonna be coconuts, it was gonna be specifically Coconut the Pikachu.
Oh my god, that's funny. Wow, oneness. Okay. I rolled a 9, so it is.
A 9! Yes, you look down and there's Coconut the Pikachu and he's smiling up at you with a thumbs up. And he says...
Hey, what's going on? Wait, you're actually using language?
This huge, like, rotund, spherical Pikachu's like,
Hey, what's up?
like you would expect a deeper sort of voice from this XL. Like if we're playing Pokemon Go, he's like XL. He's like,
Can I get some of that cobbler?
Oh, coconut.
Abby subconsciously puts a hand on her Pikachu fanny pack of holding containing all of her sweets.
Smart.
Just to make sure it's
all right,
closed.
Coconut's eyes immediately directly to the fanny pack, like, and he thinks better of it. But there's a moment of the strongest temptation as he smells what's inside.
Going back to the buffet!
And Coconut the Pikachu bounds off, rolls off, and sort of just wobbles his way to the buffet.
Margaritas at the midnight buffet.
Margaritas at the midnight buffet.
Next up
You're
is
beautiful.
Two-Face.
Oh, now, I realise that you all don't think that I have as refined a palate as I do, what with all my violence and whatnot, but look, there was one time where Luca's dad was training to be a sommelier, and so I'm very aware of certain aromas and notes of things, and right now what I'm picking up, it's a nice berry scent, it's more of a liquidy something or other. I think I'm picking up notes of, I believe this is fermented pecha berry, is what this is.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Going to roll 2d6 plus speed for Do a Sleuth.
An 11.
Whoa.
Two-Face is a wine snob.
He is. You just kind of smell it, and like you get the smell in your nose, and you kind of whoosh it around a little bit, and then you blow it out because that's what you're supposed to do. You think, and you get it right as fermented pecha berries, right? Sorry, my brain stopped working. Is what's in the bowl? Yeah, excellent.
Nice.
All right, next up is Carrie the Pollywig.
Okay, that's it.
It's just a can of spray paint. An unopened can of spray paint.
There's a squirrel
Okay.
somewhere who's very confused.
I was about to say that.
Go ahead and roll, do a sleuth.
Banksy Squirtle's like,
It's a 7 again.
Oh no! You take off
I
your
love her so much.
you take off your blindfold and you see Banksy the Squirtle is in there just dancing. He's got spray paint on him, but it's not a can of spray paint. And the judges go, "I'm sorry, that's a second fail. You are out of here." And Carrie has been disqualified.
There's too much goo. What do you think I could do? This all gooey up there.
Okay, and actually, at the end of the second round, surprisingly, you see that Thad was the only one left on Team Meaty Ants, and he just guessed there was a bowl of roller skates in front of him, and he thought it was freshly cut lawn, and he was wrong, and he was disqualified, so you guys won. What's that smell?
yeah!
Surf and turf is so powerful.
Surf and turf. Surf and turf.
Surf and turf.
Clementine doesn't take his blindfold off yet, and he smells what the next bowl in front of him was going to be. I know that smell. I know it well. It's the smell of fear. And he takes his blindfold off, and there's nothing in the bowl.
No,
No,
gee.
there is something in the bowl, Clementine. You look down, and it's a reflection of you.
Oh, the platter was so shiny, it was your own reflection. Dang. That's deep.
All right, so you passed all 3 of the games, and you have 3 boons, and they're
Wow.
you're able to use those in the team points as you enter into the final competition.
That's amazing.
Heck yeah.
Go us.
Hmm.
We're gonna call ourselves the Boondocks.
And as you walk over to the main stage, you see a big arena actually in the center of the boat. Impossibly placed in the center perfectly. This boat just seems to get bigger every time I describe it, but it's there. And what you see is an arena, and there's several circles put into the ground, and in the middle there are different stations, almost benches. And if you were to draw a map, you would draw a circle, and then a line going up. There's another circle with what seems like boxes of things, and then if you go down, there's barrels of things, and you see a banner that says the Great Kanoko Bake Off, and the final competition is a cooking competition.
Seely looks to Abby.
This is what we were made for.
I have never felt more in tune with the universe than right now here beside you, Seely.
Hold my fin.
And they walk in hand together.
Gosh.
Abby, draw your sword.
And with determination and with a look of confidence, unlike any Abby has ever had on her face, she reaches in to her Pikachu fanny pack of holding, holds her ladle high, and hand in fin with Seely, leads Surf and Turf into the arena.
As they're walking into the arena, Clementine walks up behind them and takes his snout and sort of lifts them both up onto his back. And then he rears.
The highest honor.
And as the sun is starting to set, the 6 of you walk into the arena.
Right, bruv, looks like me, Clementine, and the rest of the gang have Team Surf and Turf off to a great start. I found a unique way to strong-arm the competition. Oh, Clementine put his ninja skills to the test, and we all sniffed out a victory in What's That Smell? But how will we all fare in the Great Kanoko Bake-Off against Team Meaty Ants? Find out next time on Abby and Friends.
Wow, and that's how a professional does it.
Well, howdy! This podcast is a proud member of the Podicon Go network. Podicon Go, family-friendly shows that are fun for everyone.